something that we did enjoy. Over the holiday. I went to go see The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke, the Darren Aronofsky movie. We're wrestling fans. I mean, folks who watch this channel know about that. We'll talk about it from wrestling to time to time. I was really impressed with The Wrestler, and especially with Mickey Rourke, which, quite honestly, I've never really liked before. I didn't like him when he was in his bad boy, sexy, sex symbol phase back in the 80s when he was doing like 9.5 Weeks and Angel Heart and all those things.
Did you ever see Domino?
No, I've never seen. Oh, the one with Keira Knightley?
He's in it. He's pretty awesome.
He's in it? He's good in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Domino was kind of panned, though.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good movie. It was a little bit long.
Yeah.
But it was a good movie.
I think I tried watching it on HBO once. I was just having a hard time. I think Tony Scott was getting a little too carried away with his camera angles and his cuts and stuff like that. But in any case, Mickey Rourke was really good, and I actually liked how they would do that behind the scenes stuff, in the locker room with the other wrestlers. Mm-hmm. And from everything that I know about wrestling and what I've seen about wrestling behind the scenes, there's a fairly accurate depiction of what wrestling is like on the lower circuit. When you get up to like WWE and the other ones, they're a little more refined. The WWE obviously has television writers working on the show, helping with the plot lines. Even TNA has television writers. They have a lot of writers on the show. But if you're going to a local circuit, the local gyms, VFWs, if you go to a Ring of Honor match setup, that's the way it is. I mean, what did you think?
I think I would have enjoyed it more if I didn't see it 2 days after I saw The Spirit. Because The Spirit really just, like I said, it just really killed me on the inside. And from what I did like the
Thanks,
wrestler,
Frank Miller. You killed Jose's soul.
What was left of it.
Just coming back.
It's really hard after seeing The Spirit, it's really hard to enjoy life anymore. Like anything about life. Just because like this thing is out there and it's just
evil in the world in the form of Frank Miller's spirit.
But no, I like The Wrestler. I thought it was good. I thought it was cool that they use like real organizations like Ring of Honor and Combat Zone Wrestling and stuff like that, and they actually use real wrestlers in the movie.
Yeah, I saw some of the WWE guys.
Oh, there's one guy in there. That R-Truth is in there, but I think they filmed that before, like when he was gone from TNA and before he came to WWE.
Right.
I think he was able to do that.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I liked it. Yeah, it's a depressing movie, but it was a Darren Aronofsky movie, so I thought it was going to be a little bit more depressing. Right. I was waiting for some bad shit to happen.
Yeah, right.
And it never really got that bad.
No.
And I guess that's my only complaint is that I wanted it to be. I expected it to be more depressing, but I mean, it was a good movie.
You saw Beyond the Mat, right?
Yeah.
That Randy the Ram Robinson was basically Jake the Snake. Remember how in Beyond the Mat you saw that whole thing with Jake the Snake doing the little circuits, doing the little gyms, and then he has the estranged daughter that he hardly knows. I remember going, wow, they've pulled the story from Beyond the Mat, and they've given it to this character. And I really enjoyed just the simplicity of it.
Yeah, that's what the movie had going for it. It was just a character piece with he was the main guy, and then there was the stripper who he was dating, and then
Marissa
his daughter,
Tomei,
and his daughter, and it was just those. I mean, and it was a very stripped down movie, no pun intended. But yeah, that's exactly what it was, and it was to the point, and it was good.
And Mickey Rourke was great.
I thought he was awesome in the movie.
He was just a really, again, for my not really liking him over the years, he played a very sympathetic character. I mean, a total fuck up. I mean, he can't. I was saying to my wife when after we saw the movie, I go, she can't handle. This guy can't handle success. The moment it looks like his life's going to get back on track, what does he do?
Right.
He does something to fuck it up again.
Right.
So it's like I can see a lot of wrestlers from the '80s kind of falling into that trap. They get too much success that they can't handle. They piss it all away. I mean, this guy probably, like you had your wrestlers. I remember the day he reminded me of Macho Man Randy Savage, and those other wrestlers. That some of them took that money that they made, back in those days, and they did something good with it, and some of them just pissed it away, like Jake the Snakes. Mm-hmm. Doesn't Macho Man have like a bunch of used car dealerships or something? Like what's his face in the movie, the Ayatollah?
Yeah, Ayatollah.
So I really enjoyed the film. I thought it was really good. And if you're whether you're a wrestling fan or not, you're gonna like the movie.
But I think if you are a wrestling fan, I think that you would enjoy it immensely. I mean, it pays. It pays wrestling. I'm sorry.
No, it pays its respects to it.
Exactly.
It does.
And it does, and it treats the material with respect, and it doesn't talk down to you, and it doesn't dumb it down, and let you know. Everyone knows that wrestling is fake, but this is the stuff that was behind the scenes. I like the way that that the wrestlers would talk to each other, because basically when you're in those small independent, the people who are matched together to make a match, they have to make their own story.
They have to make their own.
They have to call all their all their moves and everything. And I kind of liked how they were in that big group, and they were talking about doing a certain move, and then they're like, "Oh no, we're doing
yes,
yeah." And so I never really thought about that, like that whole like collective conscious kind of thing that that all the matches have to have something different in it.
Right.
So they kind of do all have to talk amongst each other to let each other know what they're doing. I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah. No, that was really cool. So, The Wrestler is a good film on many levels. So that was a good thing that we liked, and we hope that you check that out. And if you have seen it, please.
And the next movie is going to be RoboCop.
I have seen some of the. Speaking of wrestling, and I'm going to take this video. I'm going to favorite it.
When RoboCop was in WCW.
RoboCop on WCW coming out with Sting.
Yep.
I just saw that today.
Really?
I just saw it today. Somebody, they were talking about Aronofsky doing RoboCop on Ain't It Cool News, and somebody took the Japanese RoboCop fried chicken commercial and RoboCop's appearance on WCW with Sting against, of all people, the Four Horsemen. Oh!
Kevin Sullivan.
Oh, God. That was a dark day.
That pay-per-view was pretty awesome.
That was a dark day.
They put RoboCop in the cage.
Yep.
And he's like, and then he busts off the door.
Yep.
Oh, God.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah,
pretty bad.
But it's so good, though. It's so terrible. Because you're like, why are they even doing this? But it's so good. It's so enjoyable. It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
If it's one thing I never thought I'd see is fucking RoboCop at a wrestling match, but they did it.
No, what I thought now I would see is fucking RoboCop being put over by the Four Horsemen. That is what makes it sad. It's one thing if a guy shows up in a RoboCop costume, but to actually have Sid Vicious, Arn Anderson, and I think it was Tully Blanchard was in there. The Four Horsemen running from a guy in a costume. Well, then it's a Sting too, but still.
It's pretty fun.
I didn't
think of it that way, but that is pretty good. God, WCW was terrible.
It was bad back then. Oh, well.
No, it was always bad.
Sell your soul for ratings. Okay, folks, on that note, we will end this segment and hope we see you in the next.